This is a book haul, this is a book haul, book haul, book haul, book haul, book haul. In this town we call home, everyone hails to the book haul song. La, 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 la. That was not psychotic at all. Great! We can resume. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katerina and welcome to my channel, and today I am going to be doing a book haul which has some spooks and other not so spookies because sadly we can't be in the season all the time. So yeah, get ready to see some comics, mangas, bookish stuff, and I hope you enjoy. So getting right into it, I would like to first talk to you about one of the greatest comic series, in my opinion, that is out at the moment, and that is The Nice House on the Lake. This is issue 4, and this is by DC Black Label and is written by James Tynion IV, Alvaro Martinez Bueno, and Jordi Belair, and I have already read this issue. I am dying to get issue 5, which I know it's already out in America, but here in Portugal I have to wait for you guys to have it and then for it to reach me. So I have a 1 month difference on what I can get, and so I'm dying with the plot twists and cliffhangers over here. But this is a horror sort of thriller mystery comic series in which we have people that go into this house, a nice, really nice house on this lake. And that's all that I'm going to tell you because I was blown away by the first issue of this comic series. And if you like plot twists, cliffhangers, thrills galore, and not understanding what the fuck is going on in the greatest of ways, then this series is for you and you should pick it up. It dives down on the horror a bit. There's not a lot of gory scenes, at least for now, so I think even if you don't like horror, you can safely go in and enjoy it for the mystery that is happening. And then we have another horror comic, and that is The Conjuring the Lover. And this is by DC Horror. This is issue 4 of 5 issues, so this is sort of a mini-series, and this is written by, consulting my notes, it's written by David L. Johnson, McGoldrick, and Rex Ogle. The art is by Gary Brown, the colors by Mike Spicer, and the letters by Becca Carey. I haven't read this yet, any of the issues of The Conjuring, but I do plan to, maybe closer to Halloween, in order to bring on the spooks, or not, we will see whenever I want to. It is inspired by the Conjuring universe, and the first covers of the first 3 issues, I think, had something to do, in my opinion, with the Conjuring movies, but this one, I don't see it. So I'm trying to... There is spooks and creeps here, but I don't see what's going on, so I really want to read it and see what it is for myself. Then we have issue 4 of Extraordinary, and this is by V. Schwab. It's written by her, and then it has a collaboration of Enid Balam and Jordi Esquin Lorac, and this is the comic series that has to do with her villains series. So if you've never read Vicious or Vengeful, I do not recommend you to actually read Extraordinary because it will spoil Vicious for you. I don't know if it will spoil Vengeful for you. I do believe that this is set in between both of them. Not entirely sure about it. I will try, and when I read it, actually tell you if it will spoil Vengeful for you. But it will definitely spoil Vicious. So if you haven't read Vicious, do not read Extraordinary. I haven't started the comic series. I am hoping to have the last one, maybe. I think it's only 5th. I don't know. I am not entirely sure, but I'm hoping to have a bunch of them to just binge over. So yeah, but I'm sure it will be great, as any work by V. Schwab is. And if you don't know what this is, to pick your interest a little bit, it's about this girl, and she had a near-death experience that gave her powers, and those powers allow her to actually see the death of people around her and her own death, and she's trying not to die. So yeah, it's really interesting. Or I hope it is, since I haven't read it, but I do want to read it, and since it has to do with powers and death, it could also be a cool read for the spooky season if you want to catch up with it. Then we have issue 2 of The Joker Presents a Puzzlebox, and this is by DC, by the way, and as was Extraordinary, I think. Was it? No, this one was by Titan Comics. Sorry about that. But as I was saying, this one, I think it has, so the first one, I think it had issues 1 and 2 inside, and this one, I think it has issues 3 and 4 inside, at least how it appears in Goodreads. So yeah, I have read it already. I'm not sure how much I'm liking this series, but since this isn't a review, I'm just going to show it. This is about murder mystery. Somebody murdered the Riddler in Gotham City, and all of the villains could be the culprits, and the Joker is telling us a very mysterious and very unreliable story in order to help the police find the murder of the Riddler. So I'm not enjoying this as much as I thought that I was going to, but maybe it will be your thing, so I don't know, I picked this up. Also, to give credit to the creators, this was created by Matthew Rosenberg, and it's drawn by Jesus Marino, Karen Grant, and Danny. And there's colors by Ulysses Ariola, Karen Grant, Jeremy Cox, and letters by Ferran Delgado. Now you know. If you want to get this, get this. I personally don't think this is the best Joker story ever, but maybe it will be better by the end. I don't know. Speaking of the Joker, I have issue 7 of The Joker. I have been reading this each month. I already read this one, and I am enjoying it. The first few issues for me were the best. Now it's just a little bit of, yeah, where are we going with this? How is the plot spicing up? What is going on? But it's still fun and cool and mysterious, and it's kind of a noir sort of thing, and I love the art style of this. So this is created by, please appear, I don't want to spoil people. I'll have to spoil people. This is created by James Tynion IV, which is a name you already heard in this haul. The artist is Gilliam Marsh, and the colors are by Arif Prianto, and the letters by Tom Napolitano. So yes, if you like the Joker, this is a great take on the Joker. I do swear by this one. Then we have an unpleasant cover. You have been warned. This is Red Room, the Antisocial Network by Ed Piskor. This is issue 3 of Red Room. I haven't read any of these, but this is supposed to be like a criticism on the use of social media in horror. I am not really sure how this is going to work. It's supposed to be sort of black comedy, dark comedy on horror and social media. I am excited. We have the back that says, in this issue's complete terror tale, introducing Scarab Bloodshed. No job is too big for this torture porn handyman, which is clearly dark comedy, because you would never advertise something like this. This is by Fantagraphics and Outlaw Comics, and it says banned in 13 countries, which I would probably believe it. When I read something about this, I will tell you if this is cool or not, but for fans of horror, it might be. And then we have The Me You Love in the Dark issue 2. This is by Scotty Young, George Corona, Jean-Francois Belliot, and Nate Picos. I don't know, I love the covers. I do believe that this is supposed to be a gothic tale, like think The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor, about this woman that is inside of a haunted house. I haven't read the first issue yet, and I haven't read the second one, of course, but I have great expectations on this story, and I think it will be great for the spooky season as well. Also, as you can probably tell, I'm filming this before Halloween. That's why I'm saying this could be great for the spooky season. However, I hopefully will have read this by the time that you're watching this haul, which might be at the end of the month. We will see. I will have my wrap up to tell you if I read this or not. Giving the comics a break, we have a small novella written in Portuguese by a Portuguese author, which I'm trying to support a little bit more and trying to check out what is there. And this is something that I normally don't read. It's a romantic comedy in book format, which I normally just watch them, and they are not my favorite type of movies at all. Although I do watch romantic movies, I do cry watching movies, but I also cry watching Disney movies, so I don't know what that says about me. I'm a crier. But I decided to try and read a romantic comedy. And this one is called Amor, Primeira, Assinatura, and this can be roughly translated to Love at First Signing. And it's by Leonor Ferrão. She's a Portuguese author. I follow her on Instagram, and I have seen that the continuation of this novella will happen, so I have to read this in order to see if I'm excited for the next one. And it says, she stole his heart, now he wants to steal her success. And I do believe it has to do with this girl. She published a book, and she's very successful. However, her career and her life spin on a roller coaster of happenings and emotions when Simon, the boy that broke her heart, reappears in her life with one intention only. Oh, he's going to talk trash about her and her book. This is cool. But is that really his intention? A romantic comedy about an unending love and the things that always appear to try to stop happiness. I don't know, it's small, it's very, very pink, but that kind of seems to be my thing now, so I'm excited. I want to see what this is about. Then we have my current obsession. At the time of filming this, I already read both of these, which is crazy but true. Something's Killing the Children. This is volume 2, this is volume 3. This is by James Tynion IV, Werther Dell'Edera, and Miquel Muerto. And I love this. I really like it. I think that the first one was the best of them all. The second one was a little slow but cool, and the third one was pretty great, and I do believe that these close an arc of story, and I want to know what's going to happen next. If you don't know what this is about, it's about a town where, a little small town, rural town, where children start dying, and people don't know why. And there's this girl that comes into town, and she's like, I know where your children are dying. And it's pretty cool. It's kind of gruesome. It looks like a Hindi horror game, and it's gruesome. I don't know how to explain this to you, so if you don't like blood and gore, you might not want to read this, but it's pretty awesome. I really enjoyed it. I personally don't find it that scary, but I know that it has some imagery that could shock some people, so take it with a grain of salt. But I really enjoy Something is Killing the Children. I think it's a great series, and as per usual, I love James Tynion IV works, so yeah. Then we have a prized possession, and that is Joker, Harley, Criminal Sanity. And this is not canon at all from what I gathered. This is by DC Black Label, and it's a hardcover, and you can hear me slap it. I love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this because this still has the plastic on, and I'm going to tell you what this is about. Okay, now the plastic is out, and you can see it in all your glory, and it says, murder is his art, catching killers is hers, which already I love it. In Gotham City, heinous acts of violence are a daily occurrence. Harley Quinn, forensic psychiatrist and profiler, yes, we love it, consults with the GCPD on their worst cases, but she's fixated on an unsolved murder that haunts her. The night she discovered her roommate's body marked with the signature of a notorious serial killer known as the Joker. We are loving it already. 5 years later, the case remains unsolved and a new series of horrific killings has begun. As the murders escalate and the meticulously constructed crime scenes become more elaborate, Harley's obsession with finding the depraved psychopath responsible leads her down a dangerous path. When the past and the present finally collide, Harley has to decide how far she's willing to go and how many lives she's willing to cross to solve these cases once and for all. Yes, we wanted it. This volume collects issues 1 to 8, which I think is all of it, as well as Joker, Harley, Criminal Sanity, Secret Files, which might be bonus stories, I don't know. And this is a work by Cami Garcia, Miko Swayan, Jason Badwar, and Mike Mayhew. Do we have anyone else? And for the Secret Files, we have Cami Garcia and Edward Kurtz, David Mack, Jason Badauer, Miko Swain, and Kat Staggs and Mike Mayhew. Cool. There's a lot of people working on this, which I get it. It's a big series. I have seen the artwork inside, and I don't want to spoil myself, but I have to show you some of the artwork. It's really pretty. I think it's beautiful. So I'm very excited to read this. As you know, I am a sucker for everything that has Joker-related themes, and this time Harley seems to be in a power possession, which I love. We want it. Hopefully Shilbidis has. I don't know. Now for some manga, we have 3 issues of Dead Demons DDD Destruction by Inu Asano. We have Volume 5, Volume 6, and Volume 7, which I love these smiley faces and all of the volumes of this. I have the rest of the volumes. I've read the first one, but I haven't read more of this. This is a story about aliens coming to Tokyo, and they parked their ships like on top of the, you can see the sun. They parked on top of the city, and so they're blocking out the sun. And so as normal, if you can't see the sun, crops start dying, people start getting vitamin related diseases and stuff like that. So it's terrible. You live in sort of an apocalypse. However, the aliens aren't doing anything. They're just there. And so people start to kind of live normally. Like, okay, there's a big ship in the sky, but that's fucking normal. Let's just go to school. You know what I mean? And our main character is a high school student. I think she's already getting into university, possibly. And it's about her and her friends and everything that's going on in their lives and the normalcy of apocalypse. And I do believe it has to do with some social criticism. I don't know if we're going to get to see the aliens, but I think that we might, because I've seen some of the covers for the rest of the series and there are suggestions of aliens. And I want to know how this is going on. I love Inu Asano's artwork. I think he's one of the greatest mangakas. And yeah, I want to read it. I have only read 1 of currently 10 out, I think, so I'm way behind, but I am slowly getting there. Then we have a new one, and that is Beauty and the Beast of Paradise Lost, Volume 1. This is by Kahori Yuki, and it says, "Are you beautiful?" Young and rambunctious Belle insists on going out to play in the Forbidden Woods, but her adventurous streak abruptly ends when her mother is spirited away by a beast known to kidnap beautiful women. Twisted by the loss of his wife, Belle's father keeps his daughter and her unusual violet hair locked away in an effort to protect her from prying eyes. Years later, news of the beast's reappearance coaxes Belle back to the woods where it all began, but her desperate search for the truth may be more perilous than she could ever imagine. And I mean, I'm into this. I'm really into this. I mean, the monster took her mother and now he's going to take her. How is this going to play? It's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, which is one of my favorite Disney movies. And we want it. It kind of seems dark and creepy. And the artwork of this, it's sort of beautiful. I don't know. I like it. And she has violet hair. Who doesn't like this? Then we have A School Frozen in Time. This is by Naoshi Arakawa and Mizuki Tsujimura, and this is volume 3. I have not read at the time of filming this the other 2 volumes, but I do have them. This is a story about this group of students that goes to school one day and they find out that time has stopped. They are stuck in kind of a Groundhog Day situation where they have to remember their friend and their colleague that leap to their deaths one day. So a student committed suicide prior to the situation. They have to remember why and who was it in order to get back to their lives. And if they don't, they might die. I mean, it's sort of a horror thingy, but I do believe that it's going to be more focused on kind of that sadness and mental health situation rather than the horror parts of it. I personally haven't read it, but I expect a lot, especially from the artist, which I believe is the artist that did how is it called? Oh my god. Your Lie in April. That's how it's called, which is one of the saddest animes I've ever watched. It also is about mental health. I haven't read the manga, but I expect the manga to be as sad as the anime was. So, I don't know. And I like the artwork. It's a little bit more rough and polished, which I do understand that it's contrary, but it is rough at the same time that it is polished. But we will see. I think it will be enjoyable. Then I have a complete manga series, and I have 3 issues of Beyond the Clouds, The Girl Who Fell from the Sky by Nikke. This is volume 1, which is absolutely beautiful. Then we have volume 2, which is also gorgeous, and volume 3, gorgeous as well. I am so happy that I got these 3. I think this is a mini series and that it's over in the 3rd one. And I have been trying to get this for a while now, and it's always out of print. So I'm really happy about this. This is sort of a steampunk kind of, how do they call it? A dreamlike odyssey that's part Studio Ghibli and part Final Fantasy. Living beneath the haze of Yellow Town, young Theo has never seen the stars. He works as a mechanic and spends his off hours digging through the town's trash heap for abandoned treasures. He's always had the soul of a dreamer, but he's given up on living the kind of fantastical life he's read about in books. Then one day, he finds an amnesiac injured girl with wings, and everything changes. Theo's talents help fix her wings, and their quest will take them beyond the clouds, farther than either of them could have imagined. And this seems so beautiful and so Studio Ghibli-ish and so amazing that I want to read it. And the artwork is amazing. And then we have Children of the Whales, Volume 17 by Abi Umeda. I have read this already. I am enjoying it. I do think it's slowing the pace of things happening, which is kind of sad. It's not the best volume of the series, but it's still beautiful. The art style of this is amazing. And I don't know, I still love the series. I think it's slowing, going into a pacing of, we have seen this before, what is new? But I have high hopes for the ending of this. It kind of seems like it's ending. I'm not sure. Who knows? I still want to read it though. Pretending I'm not dressing differently and that this isn't filmed in another day, I am bringing you another comic that I got, which is Red Room issue 4. And this is the anti-social network Murder on the Dark Web for Fun and Profit. And this is by, where is the name of this creature that I never know? Ed Piskor, that's his name. I have been hearing that this sort of anthology sort of thing gets creepier and heavier by the minute and by the issue, which we like, we enjoy. I do believe this is sort of a social criticism, as I said, mixed with torture horror, but in a way that's supposed to be a dark comedy. I don't know, I haven't read these issues yet, which is really sad because October would be the perfect month to read this, but yeah, well, I haven't, so, but I'm going to, and I don't know, I'm laughing and I shouldn't be because probably there's someone bleeding out, but it says featuring revenge-seeking victim, the torture celebrity, and cryptocurrency keeper. And I find these funny, okay? And you have, I'm gonna show you the back, which is sort of a little tiny bit gory, but really funny at the same time, which is this image. And in the back it says, in this issue's complete terror tale, meet Donna Butcher, the original queen of the Red Rooms. Snuff said. I mean, I know this is terrible, but it's great. It's great. Then we have another manga, and that is Ron and the Grey World by Akihide, Volume 2. Another thing that I haven't started reading yet, because of course I haven't, but that I really want to. The art style of this is beautiful, the covers are beautiful, and I don't know, I really want to know Ron's story. And I do occasionally read other stuff than torture, okay? I do, I really do, so yeah. Then we have The Summoner's Cry by Anna Siegheit, and I don't know why I looked to see the name of this person, because of course I know Anna. I will leave her Instagram down below if you want more information on her, and if you want, you can see the live show that we did for the actual release of this book, and this is why I know her, and I shouldn't need to go check her name, but we are not functioning today. But yeah, I finally got my copy. I am just waiting to reread this. I think that I destroyed the copy. Oh no. It's such a beautiful cover. We love it. It's a novella. And for those of you that haven't watched the live show and have no idea what The Summoner's Cry is, Anna is a Portuguese author, but she writes in English, and this is available on Amazon. If you haven't pre-ordered it and gotten it, I highly recommend that you do. I really enjoy The Summoner's Cry, and it's sort of a dark fantasy, and it starts in the middle of a story and progresses through there, which is really awesome. And Anna has already stated that she's going to write a sequel for this and also a prequel. So you can imagine my excitement. And if you want to know a little bit about this, I will tell you. So it says, a powerless summoner, a cursed witch lord, a clash of demons and magic. After a failed coup against witch Queen Lilith, rogue witches Lau and Adam have no choice but to flee and hide. Crushed and surrounded by enemies, the pair arrives at Ladis, a peculiar island brimming with strange tales of the supernatural, where they hope to find Adam's long-lost grimoire, their only shield against Lilith's wrath. Rendered powerless after sealing a dragon spirit in Adam's flesh to save his life, Lau struggles with loneliness and resentment. Helpless and doomed to live forever in a child's body, Adam seeks to make peace with a spell he has no strength nor skill to undo. Once allies in an ancient war, Lau and Adam start drifting apart. But when a dangerous visitor sets foot on Ladis and the grimoire is nowhere to be found, the two estranged witches must work together if they want to save themselves and the lives of the townsfolk they've come to love. And it has a lot of Portuguese culture mixed in, and I love it. I really enjoy reading The Summoner's Cry. I was part of the ARC team. I got my own copy. This is not sponsored at all. I really enjoy Anna's writing. I think it's pretty cool, and I love seeing the characters and how they're based on Portuguese folklore, and it was pretty cool. And lastly, I have a pre-order that I did, which of course I did because I have read this author's first work in October by insistence of my friend Miguel, which I talk about sometimes in the channel. And I'm so glad I did, because that book was amazing. And so of course I had to pre-order his novella, which is, wait, I don't know how to pronounce this name, so I'm gonna check really quick and I'm gonna be back. The worst part of it is that I heard the author himself reading the name and I still don't know how to pronounce this. I'm very sorry. Okay, we're gonna give this a shot. And so the novella that I pre-ordered is The Last Testament of Crighton Smythe. And if this is not how you say it, I am very sorry, but I don't know. I don't know, okay? I'm Portuguese and I'm pretty sure most of you can pronounce my full name. So that's it. And this is by Gavin Gardner, and I've read it already. I don't know what to say about this, but this is not a review about the books that I've read. I found it... Well, I hated the main character, but I mean, it really wasn't his fault. He was built to not be that likable, so... At the same time, I spent the entirety of this novella screaming, therapy, people, therapy exists. And so, yeah, but this is a horror novella about this person, please don't make me pronounce his name again, and he lives with his mother, and they live sort of in poverty, kind of, and it's about him having this strange knack, it's what he calls the thing, where he can see and know when people will die, but he's not able to see his own death. So he's the only one that he can't use the knack on. I'm not making sense. Probably because I just finished this, and so I'm thinking about what I just read, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, it was enjoyable. I love Gavin's descriptions. I do like a lot of the themes that he researches. I do like how he always touches upon mental health and other things that I enjoy, but since this is not a review, I am just going to tell you that if you are okay with gory descriptions, trigger warnings for self-harm, mutilations, codependency, loss of a loved one, and other unpleasantries, as per usual on his books, you should pick it up. It's incredibly short, and this is not all book, because in here we have... Okay, what are you doing? Where are you? Okay, in here we already have Gavin, say hi, and we have a preview for Forai, his first novel, and this is backwards. So it's not entirely, it's even shorter than it looks, which I was pissed. I really was pissed. But I mean, you can't make art bigger, sadly. But yeah, I pre-ordered this. So that's going to be all for this book haul. I hope that you guys enjoy it. Tell me in the comments down below if you've been reading some spooks, if you've got some spooky things, or rather other pleasant books, whatever you want to call them, and I will see you next time. Happy readings to you all. Bye bye. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween. In this town we call home, everyone hails to the pumpkin song. La, la, la.